The breath from tiny lips fogs the window inside. The kids are staring at the light displays on the neighbors' houses. The occasional gust of wind whips through the diamond-tipped branches, scoops up a fistful of silver and tosses it into the air in playful mockery of our self-imposed seclusion. The tiny crystals shimmer as they spiral back down onto the blanket of white sparkle. The wind curls itself around the house once more, nuzzles its nose into its tail, and falls into a trance-like sleep. The air is crisp, cold, and finally still. The stars glisten in contrast to the stark darkness of the night sky. They are messengers from ages past, their light that we see having crossed the vast expanses of the heavens over the millennia. They are the beacons to the lost souls who seek a sign of the wonderment of today. They are the signal of the hope for our future, for they are the signs of the vastness and the eternity of our universe. It is a sign that life goes on. It seems like just yesterday that I would wake up early, feed my little boy Amy, hold him in my arms till he fell back asleep, and then I would head off to work. That was over 7 years ago. It seems like just a few days ago that I smiled during an earlier Christmas at my dark-haired angel Michaela, who would sit transfixed, staring in awe at the light spectacles of the festive season. That was over 10 years ago. It seems strangely like just this morning, but I know that it was a series of mornings over 30 years ago, that at age 18 I would hold and carry in my arms a man who was slowly withering away and dying, his body riddled with a deadly cancer. I can see myself sitting, listening to him, and gazing at the lights across the street, just like my children are doing now. I thought he would never die, but he was buried just a month later, on the last day of the year in 1971. The next day was the beginning of the new year, and yet another sign that life just goes on. On occasion I see that solitary youth now free of his burden. Tonight I feel that he's outside, off in the distance, staring at the four shadows that are laughing and gesticulating behind the frosted window. If I could talk to him, I would warn him to be wary of those who claim to be friends and brothers, for they are the thieves of the night. They will bundle him up and sell him like so much chattel. I would advise him to open his heart to strangers, for many of them will accept him into their arms, for these are the givers of the light. I would say to him that despite all the setbacks, all things are ultimately possible with patience, faith, and humility. And isn't that precisely the message of Christmas? It's about a miracle baby who came into our lives 2,000 years before we existed, and who taught us by the example of how he lived his own dramatic life. The wind whips a veil of shimmering ice beads past the window. The kids step back. Their vision is now obscured. I step forward. I want to say something through the window. I want to reach out, take his hand, put my arm around his shoulder, and tell him that everything will be okay, that the miracle of life and love are all that count. But I can't. Not tonight. He is just as distant as those shimmering stars. We both raise our arms in greeting and take leave of each other. Another Christmas passes, and life goes on.